Welcome to Deep Thought. Everything is connected. You know, one of the things people have to understand is everything is connected. Everything. We're all connected. You know, I'm making this video. I have a connection to all of you, even if I'm not looking you in the eye. Because something I'm doing is having an effect on you. Now, whether it's good or bad, I'm not sure. But think about it. You taking time. Even if you watch a few seconds of this video, I still took up some time. There was a connection right there. You know, everybody that you interact with, there's a connection. When you're driving down the street, people are actually connected, even though people in their own cars, they're not interacting with each other, because on a subliminal level, you have to drive in such a way that is in cooperation with the other people on the street. You got to flow with them. So if you on like a one-lane road, you know, just one side is not double lane, just one lane, you can only drive as fast as the person in front of you. You can only drive as fast. You can honk your horn and everything, but then that's another connection. But you got to be in cooperation. Everybody's driving, everybody's cooperating how they going through. Yeah, there's an accident every now and then, but even that's a connection if you run into someone. I'm seriously, think about it. Think about it. How we get along. We have society. Everything is affected there. And I'm going to tell you what. I was thinking about something because I have a young man who follows me, but he's over in Africa, Zimbabwe. Powerful. But there's a connection there even though we've never met, because he watches these videos and he's been inspired by them. But then he's reaching out to other people, right? He's reaching out to other people, connection again. And then they reaching out to people, connection. But then a particular video I've done might be inspired by one of my sons who, you know, there's some pics of them on like my IG, but they're not talking to you, but maybe they did something or said something that, you know, affects you. Because you watching this video, then you interacting with somebody, and then somebody, let me use the video example again. And let me be clear, this ain't from a place of conceit, but just let you know how powerful you are, because many people who content creators themselves, they having an effect. In fact, but let me finish the first thought, then add another one. You know, someone that I've never met or even seen my videos can be affected by something I did because they affected by someone that they're interacting with. You know, people have always said there's maybe 6 degrees of separation between people, 6 degrees. I found that to be a very true thing because, you know, you think, oh, look at that celebrity right there, but then you connected to it. Like there's a very famous comedian there is actually a connection to, because I'm acquainted with his mother-in-law. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm acquainted. Even had conversations and everything, you know? And it would have been nothing for me to say, hey, I want to meet him. And she just say, oh, okay, hold up, let's hook up something. But it's a connection, which means something that you do might affect someone else. Like, let me use the video example. Somebody might have a comment that's so profound. I say, oh, shoot, let me talk about that. And then, of course, it goes through that network. Or you might comment on somebody else's video. Or, like, say you're a detractor or you're a troll. And I know this will be the wet dream of a troll, but, you know, you troll like some like big content creator or something, say something that really annoy them, and then they address it, then other people, you affecting other people. I know that's the troll wet dream right there. But everything, like something happening, you know, you think about something happening in a country that produces some raw material that goes into, I don't know, something that you use, you know, or somebody manufactured it, like somebody who worked on that shirt that you wore on that hot date. And you met that perfect mate, and y'all made love, and y'all eventually got married, had some children. And if you look back into what really even like kind of sparked something, it was that nice shirt made by somebody you never met in a third world country. I mean, think about it. We all touch each other. Look, We're all connected. Everybody's connected. Our actions affect other people. Our actions, and something that affects somebody somewhere could affect somebody else. Well, nobody's living in a bubble. Nobody is living in a bubble. Even somebody who might try to call themselves dropping out of the mainstream, they still have a connection. You know, or somebody say, well, I'm going to live in the woods and everything. Okay. But then you connected to people who haven't bought up those woods to create some settlements. Or somebody who like bought the property up or the area up and say, no, we're going to leave it like this. Now that person might think they dropped out, but then they're being touched by that person who probably might go through the property or the area one time. Shoot, they might not go over it. They might just fly over it or get a drone and just say, oh, okay, it looks good. Leave it there. But then that drone, the person flying the drone, there's a connection with whoever came up with the design for the drone. See what I'm saying? Like, really follow what I'm saying. We all touch each other, all of us. And as a result of that, we all have a responsibility with our actions. We got to think about our actions. You don't know who it's affecting. You got to think about every action. You don't know. You don't know. Like, say I'm driving on a 1-lane highway and I just want to be do. And somebody might think, oh, well, yeah, they get used to it. But what if somebody's in a hurry for a medical emergency because they're not driving in an ambulance? And, you know, you don't mean to do anything, but you're touching their lives. So you got a responsibility. See, yes, we have to be responsible for ourselves, but also be responsible for the consequences of our actions. We can celebrate the good stuff, but then something we do may be bad, you know? So it's like you think about the words you say, think about who you're interacting with. Also think about how their actions are affecting you. Think about it, you know? I'm doing this video from right here because somebody at a certain time didn't want this place anymore. They moved, you know? Or if you're going for a job, I mean, there's nothing you can say that is totally doesn't have an effect on someone else. Now, even somebody smart mouth, they can say, well, you can masturbate, have sex with yourself. That don't affect anybody, does it? If you masturbate, that means you might say, hey, you don't want to go outside or go interact with somebody, you know? Like you might have gone on a date, go to a restaurant, and then, you know, had really good service. And where you want to tip the person heavy, but you masturbate, so it didn't happen. You know, and you never know what that money was used for. The server could have used it to get a diaper for their child or something, or just make their rent with the tips. See, everything we do has an effect. Like I said, you know, you want to work for the good stuff, and even with the best intentions, it could have a negative effect. But understand, everything you do touches someone else, even if you don't realize it. I want y'all to really think about that because of the connection. It's the connection. Yes, you're still independent on your own. You're still independent, but you're still interacting with people. You're still interacting with people in such a way, you know? After I finish recording this and, you know, do some editing, I gotta get a, you know, nice little power meal that was made at a local store. You know, if it brings substance to me, it fills me up. Well, that's affected by who? Connected to whoever put it together. And then that's connected to whoever drove the trucks to get the food there. And then connected to whoever grew the different ingredients, the different foods in it. You know, everything touches one way or the other. So we have to be responsible for what we do. I want y'all to really think about that. Think about how your own life could say something. Shoot, one of you might comment on this video and I'll be like, oh, that's something deep. Let me do a video on that. You see how that works? So basically, you know, what you put out into, think about it like this, what you put out into the world, one way or the other can come back to you. I want y'all to think about that. That's why it's like, you know, in different spiritual systems, they say put out some good. If you putting out some good, eventually it comes back to you. Because everything is connected. Now, it might not come back right away, but at some point it will. I want y'all to think about that, really think about that. I know that's some deep stuff, but remember, no one's an island. No one's at Allen. We still interacting with each other. You know? So one of the things, and indeed, that's why I'll use the example of the golden rule from the Christian path. You know, what was Jesus' greatest commandment? Love others as you will love yourself. Now, that didn't make sense to me at first, because, you know, you got some issues with somebody, but then the way you treat them ultimately is how you're going to treat yourself, because it will come back to you. That's why when some people put out negative stuff into the world, it comes back to them. You know, it's another spiritual system. In the Hindu system, they'll call it karma. You know, my AME, African Methodist Episcopal great-grandfather, he just say, what goes around, come around. So anyway, however you look at it, it's because we're all connected. Everything is connected. I want y'all to really think about that, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for today. Y'all have a great day today. And one of the reasons I wish everybody always peace and blessings. I want all of y'all to have peace and blessings. Okay? Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.